again, Mr. Magnus Samuelsson.
For as long as I can remember, strength has always been a big part of my life. I love the strongman sport because it's different events in every contest. It's not like we're going to make the same exercise in every contest. So different events in every game. Strongman is a great sport if you love to compete in strongman. And if strongman is really your dream, go for it. But on the other hand, strongman is one of the toughest jobs you can ever have. So don't do it just because you think you're good at it. Do it because you love it.
This man could crush metal with his bare hands, literally, but that's only half the story. Meet Magnus Samuelsson. When you talk strength, you talk Magnus. A towering force in the world of power and discipline, he's more than just a strongman champion. He's a living legend. With brute strength and laser-focused drive, Magnus didn't just dominate the strongman arena, he bulldozed his way into action films, turning muscle into pure movie magic. From hoisting boulders to landing blockbuster roles, his transformation is nothing short of cinematic. But behind the spotlight is a life carved out by brutal training, clean eating, and smart supplementation. Magnus doesn't just lift, he lives strength, and in everything he does, he brings that same fire. But for Magnus, it's never just about how much weight you can move, it's about how well your body can move it. His fitness philosophy: build real-world strength, stay agile, stay capable, and whatever you do, train like it matters. His words say it best: everyone knows you need to train hard to build muscle and power, but what most people don't get is how much food it really takes to fuel that growth. In this video, we're breaking down the secrets behind that monster physique, the top 5 foods he eats for muscle building, his weekly workout schedule, and the 5 key supplements he takes daily. So, stay with me if you want to get vital health and fitness tips to transform the way you train and age. The 5 food Magnus eats for muscle building. Powering a body like Magnus Samuelsson's isn't guesswork, it's a calculated science. Back in his strongman prime, Magnus devoured close to 8,000 calories daily, fueling his frame with the precise mix of nutrients needed to meet extreme physical demands. His plate was stacked with whole foods, high-protein sources, complex carbs, and good fats, all backed by smart supplementation. But as his spotlight shifted from lifting stones to lighting up the big screen, so did his approach to food. These days, Magnus leans into a stripped-down 4,500-calorie Viking-style diet centered around lean proteins and intentionally cutting out slow-digesting carbs like pasta and anything with gluten. Samuelsson shares, "At one point, eating felt like a job, pushing through plates of food just to keep up with my training, but now I eat with purpose. Every meal fuels something specific. That's the difference between eating big and eating smart." Now, let's dive into the 5 staple foods that drive Magnus Samuelsson's powerhouse physique. 1. Eggs and cottage cheese. Magnus begins each morning with a solid, protein-packed breakfast. 6 eggs and a scoop of cottage cheese, all washed down with a strong cup of coffee. It's his go-to meal for loading up on healthy fats and quality protein, giving his body the early fuel it needs to power through. Magnus says, "I've stuck with this combo for years. Simple, heavy on protein, and it gets the job done. Nothing fancy, just real food that works." 2. Protein shakes and bacon. To maintain steady muscle growth, Magnus doesn't let his protein dip during the day. He takes a 40-gram whey protein shake between meals, pairing it with 4 or 5 strips of barbecue bacon and a handful of hazelnuts, an ideal mix of protein, fat, and clean energy for his intense training demands. Magnus shares, "Whey's always been my favorite. It hits fast, and that's exactly what I need after training. Add some bacon and nuts, and you've got strength in a snack." 3. Chicken, beef, and kidney beans. For lunch and dinner, Magnus loads up with around 500 grams of either chicken or beef, combined with 400 grams of kidney beans and a mix of vegetables, mainly broccoli. This powerful trio delivers a solid dose of lean protein, fiber, and micronutrients that support muscle recovery and keep his body firing on all cylinders. Magnus notes, "It's not just about the meat. The beans and greens play just as big a role in keeping me strong and balanced." 4. Tuna and whole grains. Back in his strongman days, Magnus fueled up with energy-dense meals like tuna, oats, and milk. The whole grains provided slow-burning carbs to sustain his massive caloric needs and power him through grueling lifting sessions. Magnus recalls, "When you're pushing your limits every day, carbs are your friend, especially the kind that stick with you." 5. Bananas and hazelnuts. To wrap up his meals or keep hunger in check, Magnus snacks on bananas with a handful of hazelnuts. It's a simple combo that delivers fast energy and helps keep his diet well-rounded. Magnus says, "Bananas and nuts, quick, clean, and they get me through those gaps between bigger meals without dragging me down." But here's the thing, eating like a Viking is only half the story. The real transformation, that happens in the gym. What does it actually take to build the kind of strength Magnus is known for? Let's step into his world and find out. Magnus Samuelsson's workout routine. Magnus Samuelsson doesn't believe in shortcuts, especially when it comes to building a body that's not just strong, but fully functional. His workouts are dialed in to boost raw power, stamina, and that crushing grip strength he's known for, essentials whether he's lifting stones or throwing punches on screen. Every session is built with purpose, targeting different muscle groups with consistent, focused effort. Because for Magnus, maintenance and peak performance demand the same discipline. Magnus says, "I train with intent. Every rep, every set, it has to mean something." Wondering what a typical training week looks like for him? Let's take a look. Monday. Upper body strength. Magnus kicks off the week training chest, shoulders, and arms, key muscle groups for upper body power and control. His go-to moves: bench press, incline dumbbell press, shoulder press, push-ups, and bicep curls, all performed with intensity and precision. If the upper body isn't strong, nothing else holds up. You build your frame from the top down, Magnus shared. Tuesday, lower body power. Leg day means business. Magnus zeroes in on quads, hamstrings, and calves with heavy squats, deadlifts, leg presses, and calf raises. It's this foundation that fuels his dominance in events like the Atlas Stones. Magnus adds, "Your legs are your engine. Without power down there, you're not going far." Wednesday, grip and strongman training. Midweek is all about grip and event-focused strength. Magnus trains with Iron Mind grippers, flips 520-kilogram tires, hauls Atlas stones, and crushes farmers' walks. It's tough, specific, and built for performance. Magnus puts it simply, grip is everything. If you can't hold it, you can't lift it. Thursday, core and endurance. Magnus knows real strength starts at the core. Thursday is all about building that center, paired with cardio to keep his endurance sharp. Planks, hanging leg raises, and Russian twists, followed by an hour of running or cycling, keep him strong and conditioned. Your core holds everything together, Magnus says. If it's weak, you break down fast, especially under pressure. Friday, full body circuit. Friday is full body day, a balanced circuit to keep every muscle group firing. He cycles through clean and press, pull-ups, kettlebell swings, and deadlifts to stay strong, athletic, and ready for anything. Magnus shares, "This is where I tie it all together. Power, speed, control. One session, full effort." Saturday and Sunday, active recovery. Weekends are for recovery, but Magnus doesn't sit still. He uses light stretching, walking, and yoga to keep blood flowing and muscles loose, while allowing the body to reset. Magnus explains, "Even machines need maintenance. Recovery keeps me sharp and ready for the next challenge." If you think his workout was impressive, wait till you see how he supplements. Prepare to take notes. The 5 supplements. Magnus takes daily. Magnus Samuelsson's dominance in the strongman world and his continued presence on screen didn't just come from lifting heavy or eating big. Behind the grit is a smart, intentional supplement routine that fills in the cracks even the best diet can't cover. With the physical toll of his lifestyle, Magnus leans on these 5 daily essentials to keep his strength high, recovery fast, and energy locked in. 1. Whey Protein. Whey protein is Magnus's daily weapon for muscle repair. It's fast-absorbing, pure, and powerful, exactly what he needs before and after training to rebuild torn muscle fibers and trigger growth. Magnus shares, "After a brutal session, your body is like a broken down house. It needs building blocks, and fast. Whey gives me that. I've tried others, but nothing works for me like this. It's not about taste, it's about results. Every scoop is recovery in motion." 2. Creatine. Creatine is the engine under Magnus's heavy lifts. It fuels his explosive power, helps him push through the grind, and keeps his muscles full and responsive. He cycles it carefully, 4 weeks on, 3 weeks off, especially during peak training seasons. Magnus reflects, "Creatine changed how I trained. I remember the first time I felt that extra surge under a barbell. It was like someone unlocked a gear I didn't know I had. And when did I learn to take it with fast carbs? Game over. It's not just a supplement, it's a switch." 3. Weight gainers. Back when Magnus was fueling his 8,000-calorie strongman days, eating enough food wasn't just a challenge, it was a full-time job. To bridge the gap, he turned to weight gainers loaded with a high carb-to-protein ratio, roughly 70 to 25. These shakes kept his energy levels high and helped him hit his daily intake between massive meals. There were days I couldn't chew another bite, but I still needed fuel. Weight gainers filled the gap, Magnus shares. Without them, I would have fallen short. It wasn't just about size, it was about staying strong from the inside out. 4. Vitamins and minerals. To support his strength and stamina, Magnus made sure his body had all the essentials beyond just protein and calories. While he doesn't publicize exact brands, a steady intake of vitamins and minerals keeps his immune system sharp, his bones strong, and his energy steady through the grind of training and filming. Magnus says, "You can lift all the weight in the world, but if your body's missing the basics, it'll break down. I train hard, so I need my foundation strong, inside and out." 5th. Hydration support. Magnus knows that no matter how clean you eat or how hard you train, without proper hydration, everything suffers. He drinks water consistently throughout the day to keep his muscles functioning, his joints fluid, and his recovery on point. While he doesn't depend on fancy hydration powders, water remains a non-negotiable. "It's simple," Magnus shared. "If I'm not hydrated, I'm not performing. I've felt the difference. Water may seem basic, but in this game, it's as vital as any supplement." Magnus's supplement stack isn't about hype, it's about function. Each one plays a specific role in helping him stay strong, recover fast, and perform at the highest level year after year. What do you think of Samuelsson's story? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. And if this moved you, check out our previous videos for more fitness motivation. Thanks for watching.